Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Jordan and I am just kind of doing an introductory video today, just talking about why I'm even here, why I'm on YouTube. I'm here to talk about depression and anxiety, being a first time mom, and losing weight. So I'm 31 years old. I had depression and anxiety from early childhood. The only reason that I think that is because I was a loner and had very few friends. I didn't really I didn't really try to get in with cliques. I just it made me nervous. So on the biggest part, it was probably more anxiety than it was depression. I was very nervous in crowds, very nervous. The weird thing is that I was a dancer for 17 years and I did recitals, and for some reason I was okay with that. Maybe because I wasn't talking, but I also did theater, and I guess I put myself out there in a way that made me do things that got me out of my comfort zone. But as I got older, it just became more and more apparent that I was severely depressed and had severe anxiety. Even in family get togethers, I went off alone or with a few nieces and nephews and just hung out with them. I didn't really like being in large crowds. It just made me nervous. Even with family. I don't know what it was, but it just made me really nervous. When I was in school, I was extremely busy. I was in color guard, I did band, I was a dancer, like I said, for 17 years. When I turned 17, I actually had to have knee surgery, and that stopped me from being able to dance from then on. One, because I didn't really want to dance anymore, and two, because my knee just did not recoup the way that it was supposed to. So a lot of people will want to know what started my depression. Unfortunately, it was a very bad breakup. I thought that this guy was going to be the one. I thought we were going to get married. I thought that he was the love of my life. He was not. And that sent me into a very depressed state. I almost couldn't get out of it. And I was in college at the time. I decided to move off and go to a different college that was out of my hometown, away from my hometown. And that's when I met my soon to be husband. We're now married for almost 10 years, but soon to be then husband. Mainly because we had a very short engagement and a very short dating period. We met in January of 2010. I'm sorry, not 2010, 2011. We got started dating in March, engaged in July, and then married in December. So we did not know each other very well. And a lot of our marriage has been getting to know each other, learning the ins and outs of each other, and it's just very. I wouldn't change a thing. That's for sure. I would not change a thing. So we've been married for almost 10 years, and I'm from Oklahoma. That's where he and I met. I was born in Texas, grew up in Oklahoma until I was from 4 years old until I was 21. And it was when I turned 20 and went through my depressive state, I just kind of lost it and decided that I needed to get away from my hometown. And so that's when I left, met my husband, Kevin, and things just went up from there. Up and down from there, because depression definitely kicks your butt. That's to say the least. So why I'm in Minnesota now. Um, I moved here because of him. He wanted to go to law school, and I did not like the weather in Oklahoma. Just hated it. It was hot and muggy, and you just can't do very much whenever it's too hot. There's only so much that you can do. You can only take off so many clothes. Whereas in Minnesota, you can keep putting them on if you need to. And there he is right there. So I wish that I was closer to my family, but that's something that we made a choice together to move off. And while I wish that I was closer, I really wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change being farther away just because I like where I'm at. I love the weather here. I love being up in the type of nature that we're in. So like I said before, we have been married for almost 10 years and we just had a baby. His name is James, and he is just a bundle of joy. And I know that every parent would say that, but he is a bundle of joy. He came at a time when I needed him most. My dad passed away last year in October, and we named James after my dad. His name was James Martin. So James after my husband's grandfather and Martin after my dad. But he came at a time that I needed him most. I had a miscarriage in 2019. The good thing is that there was never a baby. It was called a blighted ovum. Essentially, what that means is the egg sac was there, but there was never an embryo. There was never a fetus. So I didn't actually lose a baby. That's the good thing. The bad thing is that I got excited about the pregnancy. I was depressed because of that, because I lost the possibility of a child. But I couldn't tell you at all what it feels like to lose a child specifically, just because I obviously never went through that. I went through something completely different. I lost the possibility of a child. But then a year later, we found out that we were pregnant, and I had a very normal pregnancy, had James, and now couldn't go back. I don't want to go back. He is the light of my life, and I love him to death. He smiles so much, and it just lights up your world. And he coos at you and makes all kinds of movements, and it just makes your day. As of right now, we both Kevin and I are unemployed. He is studying for the bar exam, taking it in July. I am unemployed. I'm a stay-at-home mom. And one of the reasons why I wanted to start doing a YouTube channel was to talk about my depression and anxiety and being a first-time mom and losing weight. Because I don't think there's enough out there for depression and anxiety for people to understand what people actually go through. And maybe I just haven't done enough research, but I don't think there's enough people out there being real about depression and anxiety, and I want to be one of those people. And even if there are enough people out there, I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough to justify or clarify on what it takes to be depressed. So this is kind of me telling you about myself. If you have any questions or anything like that, just leave them in the comments below. I would love to answer questions. But do all those fun YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.